What's up, everyone? Hope you're having a good day. We wanted to get together and share kind of our story with you of how we went from long-haired hippies with no muscle mass into these fine-looking gentlemen you see before you, and really just tell you a story I think that will help you, and we'll kind of give you some principles along the way that we feel are the key to lasting change, because obviously change is something everyone wants. I think everybody watching this video, everyone that you might share it with, has something in their life, whether it's money, physical change, in relationships, whatever it is that you want to see in your life this year and in the years to come. And the big question is, like, how do you actually accomplish that? There's some people that have the opinion that you don't change, which I think is totally nonsense. Everyone is built to not only change their physical bodies, but even just who you are as a person. So I was shy at one point in my life, and I can still even revert back to that. If I get around a group of people and we're gonna play Pictionary or something, I just want to go hide in a corner and not participate, because that's the old version of me. But through trial and error and just being out there in the sales world, that part of me changed, and now I enjoy it. So hopefully today what you watch will help you and inspire you to get moving on the change, and give you just some practical steps to kind of seeing that change.
Yeah.
But
so 3 things specifically. When I was 21, I'm 31 now. When I was 21, I was 240 pounds, so about 70 pounds heavier than I am now, and it wasn't muscle either. So there was a time. Number one, I guess, rule to lasting change is just figuring out what you want and why you want it.
yeah.
And be specific. The more specific you can be, the better. I find that having like someone that you can be accountable to, no matter what type of change it is, someone you can be accountable to, who's going to hold you to it, and not someone who's lazy, but someone who's like a go-getter. You can be like, listen, this is what I'm going after, help me get there, and be accountable. But it's just having a vision of what you want and counting the cost. I had a gym membership when I was 240 pounds, but it was a basketball. It was LA Fitness. So I just went and played basketball, and I remember getting done playing basketball, and like my knees and my ankles just aching, and I'm like, this is probably not normal that I'm 21 years old and my knees and my ankles just ache. Like, what's gonna happen to me when I'm 80 years old and these same the knees are just gonna be done? Like,
yeah.
they're not gonna be around. And so I used that pain of that, had to come to the realization of I need to make this change. My whole life I just said, I'm big boned, and so that's why I'm heavy. So I'm just big boned. And then I asked my mom one time how heavy I was when I was a baby, so I could find the perfect excuse to why I was overweight. And I was hoping she'd say like, well, you were 11 pounds, but I was like under 7 pounds, so I really had no excuse. So somewhere along the way something had changed. But I remember that day deciding like, and actually that show, The Biggest Loser, helped me, because turns out, I guess they were all like taking drugs and stuff. That's why it's not on the air anymore. But they were like losing.
That's sad.
Yeah.
I love that.
You didn't
show.
know that?
No.
Yeah. Turns out that they were giving him like crazy drugs to make him lose weight. But anyway, so, but they would lose like 30 pounds and 40 pounds in 30 days or whatever it was. I'm like, if they can do that, what can I do with 40 days? And I remember that day leaving the gym, not from working out, but from playing basketball, and saying, I'm going to do what it takes to lose weight. So number one was just having a clear vision of what I wanted. I set my weight loss goal at like 40 pounds at the time, and just started making the changes necessary.
And then the second thing for me, I'm about 160 right now, and I've got a little bit of muscle, and there was a point where I was about 180, and I called Ryan. I got back from, after my first summer, we went to Europe, And it was the same almost moment where I was like, I feel terrible, and I'm only 28 years old or whatever I was at the time. And I thought like, no, younger than that, 23, 24. But I was like, I shouldn't feel this bad this young. And so I just decided to make the changes. And so the second thing is just having a plan. So what I did is I called Ryan, who had actually already went through his transformation, and I just was like, bro, give me a plan, tell me what to do. And sometimes you just need to get with someone that has done it before and can give you something to stick to. There's a lot of things that do work out there. I'm a big fan of intermittent fasting and just eating healthy overall, eating things that you could have eaten 200 years ago or 300 years ago that aren't just processed and made in a factory. The closer it is to the original way it's grown, the sooner you can get it, to eat it, the better. And so, but he gave me a plan, and at the time he was vegetarian, and we're no longer vegetarians. We've become real men again. But basically, we made the changes by. I just made the changes by sticking and committing to that plan, and basically just following it out. And I think the key there is a simple plan, one that you know is going to work, and then just simply sticking to it. Ryan talked about using the negative or positive emotion, even of a video like this, to make your commitment moment. But after the commitment, you really don't need the emotion anymore. It's not like you need to feel super pumped to follow through. You just honestly need to follow through and stick to the plan.
Yeah, and I think a plan, for me, when I look back, I've had people ask me, what did you do to lose weight? And I believe there are lifestyle changes that you need to make, and that goes into number 3, but we'll get there. But I think having something that's extreme but with an end in sight, where you say, hey, for the next 40 days, this is what it's going to be. In whatever area, this is what I'm going to do, because you can set the tone. They say it takes 21 days to create a habit or a pattern, where no matter what it is, whether it's a new job, whether it's going out and going after something, but setting a 21-day or 40-day thing to go after it, and then celebrating the victories. Use your momentum. Weight loss is one specifically that when you've lost 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 5 pounds, like use that momentum to fuel yourself. And once I had my goal, one of the things I did was I forgot about my goal. I didn't keep this goal of like wearing this size. I was a size 38 waist. I didn't keep this goal of wearing a medium t-shirt. I was an extra large. I didn't keep that in front of me. I just said, man, you know what? Today I can go without cake again. And I just had these rules that I stuck by. Yeah. And it wasn't about, I'm doing this. I didn't keep this long 40-day thing in front of me. It's like, I can do this again today. And so one step at a time.
And then the third principle, and this is ultimately the one that makes the transition from just something you have to repeat. Because funny enough, like you kind of, were bigger for many years, and then you lost weight, and then it just kind of stayed off. Where for me, it wasn't as drastic, but I went through cycles of like getting up to high 170s and then dropping down to 143 and then getting back into the 170s and then back down to 143 and then back into high 60s and then back down. And it's been the cycle over the years. As I get motivated, focused, I discipline myself and I go back through that. And I was thinking the other day, I've tried 7 or 8 different diets. I mean, the South Beach, anyway, there's just so many of them. Keto, paleo, something that had with injections in it. I mean, just all kinds of just crazy stuff, right, over the years. And the biggest mistake I realized is I never made it a part of my identity, so it never became a part of my lifestyle. And it was really after going vegetarian that we realized the health benefits of eating better. I cut out bacon and I cut out Oreos twice a week and all the things I was doing that were part of the habits. I have a pretty crazy sweet tooth, and I just made decisions to break those things. And even for me, I still like sweets, but I literally have broken that sweet tooth where I don't crave it after every meal. And there was a point where breakfast, lunch, and dinner, my body wanted something sweet after every single meal. And so point number 3 is making it a part of your lifestyle and not making these. You can do I think doing something extreme with an end in sight is good to kickstart it and then shift into something that's more of a lifestyle. Just making a decision. This is who I am now. I eat healthy. This is part of the psyche of who I am as a person.
Yeah, and I think that's huge because so for me, just the practical things is I don't drink calories. So I have coffee, I have a little cream, but there's no juices, or that was one of the things when I was younger, like a ton of juice and not really a lot of soda. But just making changes. I don't eat past 8 p.m. So there's just little things that you can do, even if it's your discipline. You know, we're talking about like daily disciplines. If there's things you've wanted to put into your lifestyle, whether it's your devotional time or whatever, like making that change where, hey, this is just who I am from now till I'm 80. Like this is just till the end of my life. I've counted the cost. This is who I am, and starting to identify yourself. There was a time for me, I remember, and just to wrap up, back in South Africa, where we were sitting outside, and it was one of those like white plastic chairs, and I sat down in it, and this was when I was at my heaviest, and I leaned back and the chair broke. And it was crazy because even after I lost the weight, like my identity didn't change for a few years. Like I was still, it took Tim coming up to me, and I got down to like 160. And you know when you lose weight, like it shows in your face first, but it got me getting down to like 160 for him to say, Ryan, I think you need to stop. You look like you've come out of concentration camp. But it's still like, it took me a few years for my identity to catch up to where I was like, I am a skinny person now, or a regular size person now. And I would still like check chairs to make sure they're going to support my weight after that. So, but letting the identity change, and letting it sink in.
And just know, guys, that any of these journeys, whether it's making money, losing weight, better relationships, all these things are just a daily process. And it's really about the daily progress that gets you to the result. It's the small victories every day that lead to the big victories, the public victories that everyone sees. But yeah, please like and share this on your page. If someone links or tags you in this, don't take offense to it. We've made the journey along the way, and I'm just happier being in the way, not that I'm in the best shape I've ever been, and there's always gonna be a quest to be at a better place, but just getting healthy habits that lead to a healthy lifestyle. And if you've got questions on even more specifics on how we've done that, we didn't really give a lot of tips of what we exactly did other than intermittent fasting and eating healthy, but we're always here to help you. We'll even help with a little cooking class or help you look at your shopping list and tell you what you should and shouldn't eat. We've kind of become health experts at this point through trial and error. So anyway, like this and share it, guys, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.